Hello, I'm Benny Westside, and welcome to my spoiler talk of What If Hela Found the Ten Rings. This is the 7th episode of Season 2 of What If. We've been doing these daily. We have 2 more left to go. I'm very excited to see those last 2 episodes. And if you want to keep up with the discussion, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm going to be doing 2 more of these. The reviews for the past 6 episodes are already up on the channel. And at the end of the season, I'm hoping to do a final panel discussion with a couple of my friends, just a comprehensive talk on the whole season. So I'd love to see you there. But let's get into this episode. I thought it was phenomenal. This is amazing. Once again, we're faced with a situation where somebody's getting like converted to the good side. That was like the only damper it had for me, and it's on the back of my mind. It was on the back of my mind throughout the whole episode, and I love Hela as a villain. So let me be honest, I never knew if she was gonna be a villain in the end. It looked like she was going towards the good side, which she ended up doing, but they did keep me on my toes on that, so I'll give it to them. I would not have minded at all if she ended up betraying everybody and like killing and like grabbing the 10 rings. I don't know. It was interesting for sure. I do like where she ended up, and I guess it is what makes it a what if story. And what one part that's a pardon I'll give it, because in the prior ones with like Bucky or Gamora, those are characters that we knew are good in the main timeline. So, let's call it main timeline. In the timeline we know, so like them being converted was like unnecessary. I don't know. It was just like, I guess, boring and predictable. But with this one, at least it's a known villain, and turns out she just had daddy issues. But I don't know. It was great. Okay. After that initial jumble of thoughts, let's go through the story a bit and do a more structured talk of it. In the beginning, they're very recreating scenes. They're showing that thing from Ragnarok, like the mural on the screen, on the ceiling, and that the exact scene where Hela breaks Thor's hammer. I mean, it's the same hammer, but here Odin breaks it for Hela. And then they're also recreating the scene from the first Thor movie where he throws Hela's crown to Earth and banishes her there. I love how Earth is like Odin thinks Earth is that bad. But anyway, so he banishes her there. Again, we don't really see what made Odin change his mind or change his tune, which was Hela's issue from the main timeline as well. So that we didn't get to see. We also didn't get to see where the 10 rings come from. So it's not something that added lore or gave us new information, but that was okay. Hela lands on Earth. Turns out Wenwu and his organization, which the organization is also called 10 Rings. So the episode title, What If Hela Found the 10 Rings? I thought she was gonna wield the 10 rings, but I think it means like she found the organization 10 Rings. So Wenwu found it. They can't move it. They can't do anything about it. Hela comes in cocky. That initial scene of her like walking, very cockily in the rain. It was beautiful. It looked so good. There was thunder and lightning. Very well animated. I mean, the whole show so far has been amazingly animated, but I want to keep saying it. It was beautiful. It was fantastic. Okay. Uh, there's like a bit of a brawl. So one thing is like when Wu doesn't really treat her differently because she's a woman. She's like, he tells his men to just knock her out. But Hela's acting like, oh, like after that, Hela does this like, oh, I'm a helpless woman. Help, please don't hurt me. And then she uses it right there, and then it goes back to the fight. I don't know. I thought that was unnecessary. It's not like they were underestimating her. For some reason, when Wu like saw from her eye or whatever that she was a good fighter, so he just sent his men after her. It wasn't that like. Anyway, I thought that was unnecessary. So he takes her to his palace. He's kind of taken with her actually. Tries to charm her a bit and say like, let's rule this together. In this timeline, it does seem as if Wenwu is more of a benevolent ruler. He seems to want to protect Earth as opposed to conquer it. Not that he was trying to conquer Earth, but he was, I don't know, he seemed less villainous here. I don't know if that was intentional or yeah. Anyway, he invites her to dinner and like tries to like get her to agree to be with her, be with him, and lead with him. Which at this point, Hela hasn't really shown any abilities. She, I think, beat up a couple grunts, but got mastered by the rings. Anyway, then Hela knocks Wenwu out, tries to get the 10 rings, is unable to, and the guards come in, so she runs away. She finds the chicken pig from the Shang-Chi movie, which was really cute, and I love that she was able to communicate with it as well. And I guess the chicken pig also saw the light in her, and that's why he took her to Ta Lo, because I don't know why else he would. But he took her there. Then we meet a woman there. This woman is not Shang-Chi's mom. I looked it up. It's a new character, but she is the other person that sees the light in Hela and tries to convince her to stay and undergo training. Which during the training she tries to get to the bottom of Hela's desire to fight and kill and conquer, and turns out it's daddy issues. She hasn't really found her own purpose beyond what Odin taught her, which is conquer. So once they find that, it's easier for Hela to try to find her, or at least be open to finding her own path. She goes through training. Then from the distance, she sees the Bifrost landing, which I didn't realize. I think Ta Lo is like in a pocket dimension, but I didn't realize they have visual connection to Earth. Anyway, she sees the Bifrost. What happens is Heimdall can't see Hela anymore because Hela's in this pocket dimension. So Odin's like, what's going on? And Heimdall supposedly knows about the 10 rings, tells Odin. Odin's like, mortals cannot be trusted with that. Let's go take it. So he like sieges war. He comes in with his army. Hela's like, no, I gotta go help Wenwu protect Earth. I think that was maybe like jarring because we don't we don't really know Wenwu to be like a protector of Earth. But anyway, in this universe, that's what his claim is. So we go there. Or Hela dons her armor. Her mentor says, like, you're not ready, and we're not warriors, we're protectors. And Hela says, that's not me, I'm a fighter. So, and I gotta do this whether you come or not. So she goes there. And in a way, she's also protecting, because she's protecting Earth Midgard from Asgard's dominion. Which she should have said to her, but anyway. She goes there, helps Wenwu. There is an amazing, beautiful, fantastic fight. A three-way fight. Wenwu and Hela versus Odin. I loved seeing fighter Odin. Like, I want to see more of that. That was fantastic. His spear is really powerful. It was very anime. It just all looked so good. The explosions looked good. The fight choreography looked good. Just fantastic, thrilling fight. Eventually, Hela kind of like ascends mentally to this ideology that Asgard shouldn't have dominion or have domain over all these places, but you know, everybody should have their own free will, which like makes her worthy. And the helmet comes to her, and she has the Sailor Moon transformation, and she's like the goddess of hope, it seems, or something like that. She's not the goddess of death anymore. There's really well written dialogue there. I really liked it between Hela and Odin, about like when Odin said somebody who doesn't know the value of life shouldn't have dominion over death or something like that. And with this like peaceful mindset of Tal Lo, Hela was able to learn that and find it within herself. So that was cool, and like the dialogue was well written, well delivered. Anyway, she doesn't kill Odin. Odin's like at some point like, yeah, you've completely surpassed anything I expected of you, and like Asgard's throne is yours. And Hela says it'll take a while to undo your empire, which like, okay, her goal is to disassemble the empire, give everybody free will, not a single emperor, Odin, or somebody sitting and ruling them. Okay. Then we cut to like this finale scene, and the Watcher is narrating, and he says Hela built like a fantastic empire or something like that. So there was a bit of a disconnect there. Let me see if I can find the exact wording. And what happens is we see like a cute little scene of like Thanos doing his yeah, okay. Watcher says Hela built an empire that would span the cosmos, which she, like literally 2 seconds ago she said, I'm gonna disassemble your empire. Anyway, so we see this cute scene of Thanos doing his thing without the stones, like back when he was doing it manually. So he's on Gamora's planet, and Hela and Wenwu with their army come marching in. And Wenwu is fucking running on the 10 rings. That looked so good. And it was like in this little bite of a scene that, you know, you might not have seen at the end. Like it was like a tag scene, and it was so cool. I don't think we got to see that in the live action, like in Shang-Chi. If we did, I don't remember it or I missed it, but like him running on the rings was such a delight. It was like, wow, that's so cool. What a creative use of like these powerful items. I'm loving the creativity of this what if team. Basic like what if like the producers and like that team, not the Guardians team, like the creative team behind What If. They're so creative. That was anyway. So I don't know. I think they've been doing a fantastic job. Anyway, that scene was nice. They have the combined army of Asgard and the Ten Rings just spreading peace across the universe, I guess. Like it was great. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I loved this episode. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. There's a couple little snags that I mentioned and like logic errors or something like that. And just the overall, throughout the whole episode, I was in the back of my mind thinking like, again, we're converting somebody. They should have had this episode be the first episode. It would have pulled so many viewers in. I think, like, so far this is the best. 9.5 out of 10. I loved it. I hope to see Hela again, this Hela, but I also hope to see villain Hela again because she's also very delicious as a character. I loved it. One little thing, Cate Blanchett didn't sound like herself. I don't know. It sounded like we got a bonus actor that like tried to sound like Kate. And then on the other hand, the Odin actor is not Anthony Hopkins, but he sounded very close. So that was interesting. But it was Cate Blanchett. Yeah, I loved it. It was a fantastic episode. We only have the last 2 episodes, which I believe are like the Everybody Comes Together episodes, and it's a 2-parter. So I cannot wait. I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope you're there. Let me know what you've thought of the season so far and what you expect from the 2-part finale. I'm very hyped. I hope you are too. Thank you for talking over this episode with me. I hope to see you in the next one.